this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer is always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to right now. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Sink into affordable luxury. Anabay is the only machine-washable sofa, inside and out. With stain-resistant slip covers and a cloud-like frame duvet, everything goes right in the wash. Plus, the modular design lets you change the look of your space anytime. Visit WashableSofas.com to upgrade your home. Shop up to 60% off site-wide, with sofas starting at just $699 and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change, and certain restrictions may apply.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo.
Fuck Dropbox!
Fuck Dropbox!
I don't like Dropbox. I'm Robert Evans. This is Behind the Bastards, a podcast where I don't like Dropbox very much, and also I talk about the worst people in all of history, some of whom are the folks who make Dropbox, because it has stopped working. It used to work fine. It used to work great. It used to be easy to just drag and drop shit, share it. Now it's a giant pain in the ass every time we need to use it. So, I don't know. Am I saying that people should go out and commit crimes against Dropbox corporate property? Yes.
Perhaps.
Yes, I am. I am specifically and legally actionably urging people to do that.
This has been my favorite intro of yours, Robert.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's what we need.
Go out and crime, my children. Go out and crime.
Anti-Dropbox action.
Yeah, exactly. ADA, baby. I got that tattoo right on my chest. Our guest today is the same as our guest in part one, Garrison Davis, who is actually our reversed guest, and I am the guest on my own podcast, learning about the Rise Above movement. RAM.
Yay, and now the not RAM, the
NAM, yeah.
The remnants of... Haha!
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good. You got to lean into shit like that, Garrison. Never admit mistakes.
That wasn't a mistake. That was a pun. Puns are never mistakes.
Okay.
Except when they are. Okay. Anyway, when we last... Hi, it's Garrison again from the Twitter and podcast, or whatever. When we last left off, 4 RAM members got convicted for their violent actions in Charlottesville, and another 4 got their charges dropped. Chief among them was RAM co-founder and leader Robert Rundo. When let out of jail in 2019 in June, he decided to flee to Eastern Europe on more of those extended vacations. So he gets out of jail. He's not super thrilled about law enforcement. And never actually is, which we'll talk more about later. But he decides to leave the States because he thinks that if he gets in the States, he'll just get into more trouble. So he goes to Eastern Europe, where he tries to build up a media/clothing brand of athletic lifestyle fascism, which that kind of stuff has a lot of established roots in that area, in the whole section of the world.
Ukraine is huge with that shit. Yeah,
and all of these
France,
Europe, France, Russia, all of that stuff has a lot of this kind of thing. But this isn't the first time he actually would attempt to do something like this. Remember in the ProPublica thing, and when they interviewed the RAM member, RAM member said that they wanted to stop going to rallies as much after they murdered someone in Charlottesville. So after that, with the right coming under a whole bunch of more scrutiny for like kind of the first time, because again they killed someone in broad daylight. The Rams' violent actions got put on a little bit of a pause. So they stopped doing in-person rallies as much, and they started instead by focusing on building a fashy lifestyle MMA clothing brand here in the States. In lieu of their white nationalist MMA clubs and clothing brand inspirations like the Russian-based White Rex, Thor's Steiner, which is another one based in Germany, which we'll get into a little bit more in a bit. And yeah, there's one in France too, but I forget its name. So in January 2018, Rob Rundo and Ram secretly started the quote, "The Right Brand Clothing Company." I say secretly because at the time no one knew it was associated with Ram, and nothing on their website was tied to Ram, except all of the models for their clothing products was all Ram members. So if you were like following the anti-racist action stuff, you could like be like, oh, this is the same dude posing in these photos for this. They're probably the same people. And eventually we found out like it was the same guys doing like running both. The Right Brand's motto was Style, Identity, Revolt, which is anyway, any kind of regular Republican or conservative, and probably even some liberals, wouldn't find much of a problem with their site or products. It wasn't super explicit about white supremacy as later branding attempts would be, but the now defunct website is riddled with dog whistles. The homepage bills itself as a nationalist apparel company committed to bringing you the highest quality goods. Our products are designed both for casual and active lifestyles, made for our people, by our people. So again, that's, our people, quote unquote, meaning white people. Their website's actually it's kind of a hoot to scroll around on because it's very stupid. And they fall into.
Oh, Garrison, that was so precious.
The about section of their website reads, quote, the Right Brand was founded by a mix of frontline patriots from all around America that wanted to take part in creating a counterculture to the Marxist and degenerate ideals that are constantly being forced upon us from big corporate, Hollywood, and media and liberal campuses. So note on their grammar there. I'm not correcting their grammar from their website. I'm just doing one for one.
I just want to point out that you went full Canada in that about section, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Gonna be even more white than they are. Just how that's the only way to take them down.
You gotta go even whiter.
I'm having
you gotta burn all of your salt. Throw your pepper in the sea.
Continuing their about section, modeling after successful European patriotic and nationalist movements, we created a coalition of apparel and accessories based on these concepts. All of the founders are young activists that have been at some of the biggest events around the country and have personally been on the front page for their boldness and stood against the waves of the left. At the Right Brand Clothing, we have gone out of our way to reach out to companies and movements in Europe that are engaged in the same battles we are. We procured a selection of their products and have made them available for sale here in the United States. This helps keep /our guys employed and able to sustain their struggle against the European Union and other subversive forces. So /our/ is a white nationalist dog whistle for being like someone being a Nazi, essentially. Which, that started on 4chan, right, Robert?
Yeah.
The /our thing.
Yeah. That's. I mean, as far as I know, that's where that started. Like,
okay.
With internet culture, like who the hell? Like I haven't.
At least got
popularized
on 4chan, from what I can tell.
Yeah, it got popularized on the chans for sure.
The right brand prides itself on having a, quote, ethical supply chain. Quote, our supply chain is free from forced unpaid labor, child labor, and human trafficking. We are also committed to sourcing only from companies and individuals who share / our values / when we purchase products from Europe, we are supporting families and communities that believe in traditional values. Through American fiscal support, we are furthering our mutual shared ideals. To us, ethically sourcing materials and services also includes us not giving any money to our shared enemies or those who do not align with / our values / So they're not even being that subtle because they're putting the slashes in there. So I don't know what quite their audience was for this. I mean, their company did not last too long, partially because a lot of their members got charges and were sent to jail during, before their trials. But they never got super popular. Their clothing company never really took off. The products themselves are kind of just pretty basic athletic gear with various designs on them. Some are adorned with like Viking imagery and runic letters. Other shirts read Alpine Division. They had an anti-communist action shirt with crossed rifles. One of their popular designs says "Revolt against Modern," which is a little Julius Evola reference, which I will talk more about later. Under a section titled Activism, they sell "Fuck Antifa" stickers and "Modern White Youth" stickers. So the stickers are a little bit more explicit about what they're doing. The Modern White Youth stickers depicts the dangers of rap, feminism, homosexuality, third world immigration, white guilt, cultural Marxism, communism, drugs, and degeneracy being forced onto young white people. It's a weird design. I don't know how to describe it besides just that. It's like these things are getting like fed into this young white person's mouth or whatever. Very silly. And honestly,
it sounds like a fucking white Aryan resistance comic from the 1990s.
Honestly, kind of based. Rap, feminism, homosexuality, third world immigration, white guilt, cultural Marxism, communism, drugs, and degeneracy. Not all terrible. I mean, most of those are actually pretty fine.
I'm a big fan of degeneracy.
So, honestly, I would not protest if this was getting injected into me. Let's see. The right brand's goal was to both set up an American version of White Rex in the style of the MMA white nationalist lifestyle brand to help spread their propaganda and recruit young men. But also it was to get the guys at Ram a job because they all kind of got in trouble and their tree trimming business kind of fell apart after Charlottesville. So they started this to kind of try to keep themselves employed. So that's pretty funny. To be fair, the right brand was kind of semi-open about where their funds were going. They broke it down into 4 sections on their website. One section read sponsorship. We here at the right brand believe heavily in athleticism for today's youth as a way to fight against the left's onslaught of degeneracy and drug culture that they promote. We need a youth that is strong in their mental and physical capabilities to lead our way. Blah 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 blah. I'm not going to read the rest of it. They're talking about sponsoring athletes with gear and clothing, and looking to make sure they can pay people's local gym memberships. And trying to get people, involved in boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Muay Thai, bodybuilding, and other physical sports. Their funds also go to political activism. For the few groups that promote healthy ideals and the values, we will reach out and help them with our shared goals.
It's always so fucking silly to me that these guys are so into MMA and so into Muay Thai, and they're also like fundamentally anti, like not just anti-globalization, but anti like because there's reasons to be anti-globalization, but like anti-cultural interchange. They're like against the idea of cultures mingling and mixing, and the entire idea of MMA is to take the best things from different cultures of martial arts and mix them together. It's like multiculturalism in a sport. Yeah.
What does the first word of MMA stand for?
Mixed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so. Sponsorship, political activism. The other thing that the right brand's money goes to is legal matters.
Yeah, they have a lot of those.
From time to time, patriots will get singled out for noble actions by fake news or legal prosecution. We will make sure these patriots are not alone and undefended. Their actions will be appreciated. And the last thing their money goes to is to expand. to further the messages of white nationalist of nationalist ideals. They did not put white in there. And healthy values. So when you buy a shirt, you're not just buying a piece of fabric, but you're supporting the fight for all of our freedoms and our identities in a new way forward, which is very inspirational if you're a Nazi, I guess. So like they did kind of lay it out. So, but most of their funds, I'm assuming, were going to pay for their gym memberships. This is what I'm kind of getting out of this. I was trying to give the RAM people a job after they all kind of got in trouble at the tree trimming business. Because people didn't want to hire Nazis to trim their trees.
Their tree trimming Nazi business, yeah.
A few months after RAM started their clothing company, some members embarked on a European tour to network with similar white nationalist MMA lifestyle groups all across Europe. In their own words, to bridge the gap between the two nationalist scenes. Because RAM really was trying to be the kind of American version of these groups that have existed in Europe for a while. And I mean, thankfully, it never really took foot that much, but I still think it probably could, or something similar probably could. Very soon.
Because there have been other ways in which kind of the MMA scene has been a little bit sort of infected by far-right politics. Like a good example would be kind of some of the people who go on Joe Rogan's show, obviously, like that's a vector. And I wonder if like maybe part of the reason why the explicitly fascist stuff like that RAM has been doing hasn't infected the scene as far as it might have is because there's kind of like already something of an inoculation in that area to it. Like a milder version has spread and maybe there's not as much appetite for the more extreme stuff because people have already bought into some aspects of that stuff and they don't necessarily want to, I don't know. It's an interesting question. Someone who knows a goddamn thing about MMA might look into that.
Yeah, I'm not, if you couldn't tell from the way I look, if you've seen me in videos, I'm not really an MMA person. I am more of a run very quickly person. So I'm really not the best person to comment on MMA stuff because
running is generally the best self-defense.
Yeah, most of what I do is run and climb tall buildings, which I enjoy doing a lot. So yeah, they were trying to bridge the gap between the two national scenes. The big event they attended and networked at was the annual Sword and Shield Festival in Germany, a mixed martial arts tournament and a far-right / white nationalist conference held on Hitler's birthday.
Cool.
The 2-day Nazi festival draws in about 1,000 attendees and is put on by Germany's National Democratic Party. Yeah, so you should be able to tell what the National Democratic Party is based on their name. If you replace the word democratic with, I don't know, a different word. Anyway, the event itself consists of speeches, metal concerts, and a big merch room, and a martial arts tournament. It is essentially Comic-Con for Nazis. That is kind of what I'm getting out of this. They have like this giant merch room. They can meet like, famous Nazi people. It's just Comic-Con for, fascists.
Comic-Con for fascists. Oh boy. I bet the bathrooms are just filled with steroid needles. I mean, just dripping. Like you wash your hands and you get HGH on them from the sink. Oh, that sounds great.
Oddly enough, or maybe not oddly enough, but the MMA portion of the event is the largest white nationalist combat sports event in the entire world. So like this is actually like a very big deal in these kind of circles. On the same trip, the RAM team also stopped in France for the white nationalist boxing event put on by the Nazi group Generation Identity, who is kind of similar to like White Rex and like, the clothing brand thing. But also Generation Identity inspired the US-based group Identity Europa on more of like the race realism type things. So I know Identity Europa has like a different name now and is kind of defunct. So that's probably good, but I'm sure we haven't seen the last of that type of thing. So about a week after the Sword and Shield Festival, Rob Rondo and Ben Daly and another RAM member, Robert Smithson. They have a lot of Roberts. They've Rob Rondo.
Yeah, rude.
Robert Bowman, Robert
We're
Smithson.
Complicated and troubled people.
It's all these people born in the 80s named Robert. It's a lot of them. Anyway.
How dare they?
2 Roberts and a Ben headed out to Ukraine to attend to attend
fascists do love R&B.
They headed out to Ukraine to attend an MMA competition at a nightclub in Kiev that puts on events for white supremacists. Rob Rundo actually competed in this one, and he lost. So that's good. And then whilst in Ukraine, they also hung out with Dennis Nikitin, who is the founder of the neo-Nazi athletic MMA lifestyle brand White Rex, which we have talked about a little bit. Which was, again, one of the main inspirations for RAM in the first place. Nikitin was one of the first to notice the declining popularity of skinhead culture and then tried to replace it with combining MMA subculture with far-right political ideologies when he founded White Rex back in 2008. And it's been growing ever since. Around the same time Nikitin met with RAM, he also spoke with The Guardian in an interview. In an interview, he said this, quote, "If we kill one immigrant every day, that's 365 immigrants a year, but tens of thousands will come anyway. I realize we're fighting the consequences, but it's not the underlying reason. So now we must fight for the minds, not on the streets, but on social media." So he's basically saying, even if we kill, one immigrant a day, still thousands or more going to come. So it's kind of a losing battle. We have to stop focusing on street stuff and go back to social media stuff and try to fight for the minds of people. Which again, this was kind of like the opposite of what RAM was trying to do back in 2017. But after this European tour, Rob Rundo seems to take statements like this to heart. He, with them departing from the heavy street-based action emphasis that RAM had in 2017, opting instead for more of a focus on propaganda and media than they had even before. In the next few months, they put more work into their YouTube channel and didn't attend any street actions. Although this was also, partially due to RAM coming under increased scrutiny as 2018 marched on. With ProPublica and Frontline, putting together the, widely appraised pieces on the group, despite, the research themselves being based on it, and Northern California Anti-Racist Action and Jake Hanrahan's work. So, yay, whatever. Let's see. So October in 2018, RAM members get arrested. So again, eight initially got arrested. Four is going to get let off later. But after, in the wake of these arrests, they started selling "Free the Four" stickers after only 4 people were arrested. And then after the next week, four more people got arrested. So then the website was completely shut down because they had no one to run it. Because it was just those guys running the website and manually putting packages in the mail. After so they got completely shut down. So good, yay! Thanks, comrade FBI, for doing that 600 days too late. Which leads us back to June of 2019, with Rundo's charges being dropped and him getting out of jail, and almost immediately the RAM Gab account went active again. With posts such as "Never take a plea deal, always fight for the truth," and "They can lock us up, they can lie about us, but they can't stop an idea whose time has come." So that's good that he got to post on Gab again. I'm sure he really was missing out.
Yeah.
On Gab, Rundo also claimed that the FBI seized all of the sold RAM merchandise that they weren't able to ship out. So maybe that's true, and the FBI just has RAM stuff in a warehouse somewhere, which I think is kind of funny. But to raise money, Rundo teamed up with a different far-right clothing company to sell RAM shirts and merch before eventually trying to start his own clothing company again, because he seems really set on this idea of, trying to sell these clothes and products. Speaking of products, do you know where you can buy not Nazi merchandise, Robert?
Oh, very nice, Garrison. I mean, you might be able to buy Nazi merchandise from our ads because Black Rifle Coffee has been in them a couple of times. But as a general rule, and we're the only podcast that can promise that as a general rule, none of our sponsors are Nazis. Here's the ads.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. 100. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Tired of spills and stains on your sofa? Wash away your worries with Anabay. Anabay is the only designer sofa that's machine washable inside and out, starting at just $699. Plus, Anabay sofas are pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and feature changeable slipcovers and modular pieces. Get up to 60% off site-wide with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Visit washablesofas.com to get yours now. That's washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
There's no championship league for small business owners. But if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation. One-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo.
Hey, this is U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Davis Woodhull.
And I'm U.S. Paralympic gold medalist Hunter Woodhull.
As athletes, our lives are about having a clear path.
And a team that you can absolutely trust.
So when it came to getting the best mortgage,
we chose PennyMac.
PennyMac is proud to be the official mortgage provider of Team USA and you.
Learn more at pennymac.com. PennyMac Loan Services, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 35953. Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Conditions and restrictions may apply.
Hi, we're back talking about Rob Rundo and him trying to flee to other countries again. He loves fleeing to other countries. He has whole YouTube videos on that are just tutorials for how to flee to other countries. It's great.
That is, I mean, you know, do what you know, right? Like do what you love and the money will come.
I watched so many hours of his YouTube channel and it wasn't good, but man, if I ever need to flee to Ukraine, I know how now. I've been given the tools and the information that I can successfully flee to Ukraine. The thing is, Robert, you have to fly out of South America. That's the problem, because if you try to fly out of Mexico, because I'm assuming my travel flight's going to be blocked from the States.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, really, like, what I'm guessing you want to do is you want to cross the border on foot into Mexico because they never check your passport. You want to have a bunch of cash in pesos on you. You want to travel through Mexico on foot or in vehicles, and then you want to cross the border from Mexico into Guatemala or wherever on foot, and then fly out from somewhere in Central America that's not Mexico. Yeah.
The thing that got Rundo in trouble is that he kept trying to fly out from Mexico itself, and the problem is when the planes were flying, they crossed over Florida, which is technically American airspace. So that flagged Rundo because he can't cross American airspace. So what you guys need to do is go way south and then fly and then fly to like Central Europe. Don't go to London. You have to fly. You have to kind of stay in the middle, and this way you'll be able to fly to Ukraine, Serbia, wherever. But you have to get very south, as south as you can walk. Essentially, it's really the only way to get get there.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the podcast, I guess. For the rest of 2019, after Rundo got out of prison, or I guess technically jail, not prison, he tried to fly under the radar. So yeah, he was kind of laying it low for most of 2019 after he got out of jail. So before I get to 2020, I'd like to go into a little bit about Rundo's backstory. Robert Paul Rundo, born April 28th of 1990. He was born in Queens, New York. His first real political belief as a kid was just a dislike of cops.
That's
and oh boy, did he hate police and law enforcement. Because he's one of those Nazis that sees the police as like an obstacle to being able to hurt and kill leftists and non-white people. And he sees them as a force that just oppresses the right and protects the elite and protects the parenthesis them parenthesis. So he sees police as like just someone protecting rich people and Jewish people. So like, something he'll talk about or something, we'll see in videos is like him doing like ACAB graffiti and stuff. And I know, so like a few days ago, I saw like, Andy No posting about ACAB graffiti with like anti-Semitic stuff. He's like, oh, look at the anti-Semitic leftists. And like, no, that's Nazi graffiti because Nazis also hate cops.
Just because you hate the cops doesn't mean you are also good.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson, not a fan of the cops. Like, Ted Kaczynski, not a fan of the cops.
Not a fan of the cops. And then to some degree, the Proud Boys now. I mean, a little bit.
They're increasingly not fans of the cops.
There is a split going on.
As we're reading this, it's becoming increasingly clear that Enrique Tarrio, head of the Proud Boys, was arrested today flying into to D.C.
See, what he should have done is he should have gone to South America.
He should have then flown and then flown into the ocean and then taken a boat to the coast.
Oh. Yeah, one can hope.
Yeah.
But like when I was like deep into Proud Boy groups this summer for like online chats, whether police are an ally or obstacle, an oppressor of the right was one of the most like debated topics. But by far the most debated topic on these Proud Boy chats were discourse around Jewish people. Because again, the Proud Boys are just a fascist group. So yeah, Rundo's initial reason to that he says that got him to start to hate the cops before he was a Nazi is a really interesting story and like very relatable. So Rundo was a young teenager in New York, out one night putting up some shoe polish graffiti with some friends of his. Not racist graffiti, just like regular, kid graffiti. So they were like tagging like a bus stop or something, and police pulled up. The group of teens had to all lay down on the sidewalk. An officer went up to Rundo and basically said, "Hey kid, just tell us what you all tagged and we'll just write you a ticket and you can go on home. No big deal." So Rundo told the officer what he did, and then the officer put Rundo in a cop car, and Rundo spent 6 months in juvenile detention.
That's because they always lie, the cops.
Yeah. So this interaction, understandably, got Rundo to develop a very strong dislike of police. And yeah, if this never happened, Rundo may not have actually become a Nazi because this. We'll talk later about how the prison system can turn has a way of turning young kids into Nazis. Yeah, so real stupid. I mean, and like Rundo like looks back at this moment and like laughs about it. He's like, "Yeah, I was a stupid kid. I believed the cops. But you should never believe the cops. I mean, you're a Nazi.
Look, even a Nazi is going to be
point.
right every now and again,
Yeah.
Look, I mean, for example, they're right about coats. They weren't bad at coats. Look,
they have good built coats.
They have good coats, okay? And pretty solid assault rifles. And good anti-aircraft weapons. Like, they weren't bad at everything, is what I'm saying.
So, after Rundo...
Robert Evans defending the Nazis. I don't know why I got onto this straight.
Are you gonna like wave your Mauser on the webcam?
Well, no,
now?
this is a pre-Nazi gun, but I do want to get an STG-44, which is a wonderful firearm, and was produced by slave labor. But the money's not going back to Krupp anymore, so it's ethically fine, I think.
It's ethically ambiguous.
Ambiguous. There we go. Everything's good. All right,
Yay!
Continue, Garrison.
Ambiguity. After Rundo got out of juvie, he got involved with the original Flushing Crew, which was like a multicultural neighborhood gang in Queens who got into fights with MS-13. In 2009, when Rundo was about 18, MS-13 shot one of his best friends. And then in response, Rundo stabbed a member of MS-13 that he ambushed. Rundo got charged with gang assault and was sent to prison, and was sent to state prison for like 20 months. It was in this stint in prison that Rundo became a Nazi. So he went into prison he was part of a neighborhood gang in Queens because MS-13 were a problem, so he was in like an opposing gang, but got sent to prison for stabbing an MS-13 guy, and then went to prison, and he came out of prison a Nazi. Post release, he moved to Southern California, and again, a few years later, he would start DIY Division, later renamed RAM. So yeah, it's like he got out of prison in like 2011, 2012. And then in like 2016 is when he started DIY Division. But he became involved with like camera skins and stuff in between there. So yeah, again, showing how the prison system kind of has a way of perpetuating these problems and is probably not great. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it always has, right? Like when Adolf Hitler, when he tried to overthrow the legally elected government of Germany, was sent to prison for like a year, in a prison that was kind of more like a resort where he got to be there with all of his friends, and he had his room and board taken care of, and he got to spend the whole year focusing on his ideas, and he wrote Mein Kampf during his time in prison. That's what it came out of. Prison is traditionally not necessarily the worst thing in the world for fucking Nazis. We could also talk about ISIS and how it came together in Camp Bucca, Iraq, which is a U.S. detention facility. Like, prison's bad as a rule. You know, every now and then you run into someone who's like, yeah, that person probably needs to be kept away from the rest of the human race, like Paul Manafort. But our prison system tends to do more harm than good, even when people we can all agree are bad get put in it. It's a bad system.
Yep. Yay.
Anyway,
back to more recent times. Like I mentioned, Rundo laid low for most of 2019 after his rioting charges were dropped. But as 2020 rolled around, he started to get more active. Most of his time this year, he's spent in Eastern Europe, hopping around to different countries. He says he's left the U.S. due to, quote, nonstop harassment from American law enforcement. Which just sounds really funny. Rundo has also just kind of given up on the U.S. He's urged a lot of his fans to try to leave the country and join the nationalist cause elsewhere. I'm going to quote from a really good article in the New York Review about Rundo. Quote, whereas Ram once hoisted banners at rallies declaring "Defend America," Rundo now believes, as he told the podcast interviewer in a podcast he was on, that the country is, quote, collapsing. He has urged his fellow right-wing dissidents to flee the United States and, if possible, obtain foreign passports to avoid travel restrictions like the no-fly list. So again, this is part of his videos where he tells people how to, you know, avoid no-fly lists and how to flee to other countries and stuff. Very, very fun YouTube channel that really should not exist at all. And he has, like, you know, Nazi imagery in all of his videos. I don't know why YouTube still lets him on there. Maybe because YouTube doesn't have a problem with Nazis. So, since this time, Rundo's also dropped all pretexts of not really being a Nazi. He doesn't use, like, dog whistles anymore. He just, you know, is full on. In Europe, he's gotten an 8 tattooed on each shoulder, making cool. You know, an 88 Heil Hitler reference.
Yeah.
On his abdomen, he has a dagger emboldened with the phrase "Me no frigo" or "I don't care," the motto of the Italian black shirts. And on top of it, he has a huge Sonnenrad on his right elbow. So really going all out there. Rundo's first notable public appearance was in February 2020 in Budapest, where he was seen and posted a video attending a neo-fascist rally to commemorate wartime Hungarian volunteers in the Germany's SS division. This appearance not only attracted attention from journalists and anti-fascists, but also federal prosecutors. And in March, a motion was filed to appeal his charges. Just 2 weeks after his appearance in Budapest at the Nazi rally, he was in Sofia, Bulgaria, for an annual massive neo-Nazi march that's been going on since 2003. And for the first time, the Nazi gathering was actually banned by local authorities, just days after a fascist attack in Germany killed 9 people. So there was this fascist attack in Germany, killed 9 people, and then Bulgarian authorities kind of tried to cancel this neo-Nazi massive rally.
He has a horrible haircut.
Yeah, I mean,
Rundo?
Yeah.
It's not great. I'll bring this up a little bit later. I'll be talking about his personal aesthetic. So this big Nazi rally got canceled, well, quote unquote canceled by the authorities. But people still showed up. There was a small commemoration to a Nazi collaborating general taking place during the day, and later a nightly torch burning march was heavily surveilled by local police. Nothing really happened. But at the time, Rundo had an alibi of sorts. He just started a new propaganda project called Media to Rise, Nationalist Entertainment. Rundo describes it as a right-wing alternative to something like Vice. Quoting Rundo here, quote, Another way of creating a counterculture to the left is by covering everything from demonstrations, concerts, and creating our own entertainment within the nationalist lifestyle way. So he repeatedly says he wants to create a right-wing alternative to Vice, which is a funny phrase to say in the first place, considering what Vice is and who started Vice.
That the founder of Vice one of the founders of Vice founded the Proud Boys. Yeah. Not that Vice is a right-wing outlet, because I wouldn't call that fair, but still very funny.
Yeah. So far, they've put out just 2 actual episodes, averaging like 8 minutes each. But on his YouTube channel, he has like dozens of other vlog-style videos giving different tips on how to travel if you're a terrorist, propaganda tips, how to put together your own gang, how to interact with police, how to stay motivated with the left always winning, which, lol, as a video topic he has, is how to stay motivated with the left always winning, which I find funny, because usually I don't think of the left as always winning.
Lol.
No. Really, not ever.
Yeah, not really ever. Videos with like fighting tips, workout routines, and how to do graffiti and banner drops. Also, he seems very triggered when people tell him that banner drops are silly and graffiti is not good activism. He gets very triggered and makes lots of videos defending banner drops, which is like, whatever, sure. But I like how upset he gets when people call his activism stupid, which is just always fun to watch them get upset. While in Europe, Rundo has been traveling around a lot, but he seems to be mainly setting up base in Serbia. Having learned a little from his poor OPSEC in the past, or poor online OPSEC in the past, all of these vlog videos has Rundo in front of locations that he thinks looks very cool, which makes them relatively identifiable. The online investigation website Bellingcat has tracked Rundo throughout all of 2020. Rundo was first spotted in Serbia in March in a video titled "Thoughts and Tea with Robert Rundo." Just nice.
Jesus Christ!
Sorry, I just think it's very funny.
Don't come for first these fuckers take the beach. Now they want to take tea time.
They want to take tea time.
And I mean, look, tea's always been a little fashy. Okay, we can look at the history of the British Empire and acknowledge that.
I mean, fair enough, but I don't like it, Robert. And they're trying to take your name, your beautiful first name, and just taint it.
Thank you.
So many Roberts in RAM. It should just be renamed the Robert above whatever. Okay.
I liked I saw the point in what you were going for there.
Okay. So the setting of this tea video was quickly tracked to being a cafe in Belgrade, Serbia. In another video posted in July, Rundo was at an event with many members of the Serbian nationalist group, the Hero Foundation. The video also features a free RAM banner referencing the RAM members that are still locked up. Also in July, Rundo could be seen on Serbian TV at a fascist event in which he calls himself like Roman, but he gets like interviewed by an anchor at this like fascist event on Serbian live TV. So.
That's great.
It's funny. The next month, Rundo posted a whole free RAM themed video, with video composed of the footage composed of different fascist groups all around the world putting up free RAM graffiti and banners. Now this video actually has been taken down from YouTube, so great job YouTube for doing literally the bare minimum, but still leaving his channel up and all his other videos on how to fly if you're a terrorist up. But whatever.
Well, hey, that's good information. Everybody needs to know how to escape criminal charges against you by fleeing the country. That's just important.
Yeah. The footage from countries, so there's countries from different fascist groups all around the world. Countries included are Ukraine. Shocker. Serbia, shocker. Greece, shocker. Germany, shocker. Poland, shocker. Italy, shocker. Scotland, Russia, Canada. Canada inside the province of Alberta, because of course that's like the one place.
Yeah, it's the Texas of Canada.
Yeah. That's where I'm going to be fleeing. Is the mountains of Alberta. That's my plan.
That's also where one of my favorite musicians, Corb Lund, comes from. He's the guy who does that Getting Down on the Mountain song that we play whenever we go up to go shoot on the mountain, Garrison.
Yeah, that's a fun song.
Yeah.
And then in the States, we have, footage from the states of Indiana, Washington, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Florida, and California in San Diego and Huntington Beach. So a lot of So again, like a lot of groups putting up free Ram stuff for this like video collaboration. Anyway, in August, someone shadowboxing and covered up in a t-shirt wrapped like a ninja mask with all of Robert Rundo's tattoos can be seen in a Serbian nationalist rap music video, which is
awesome.
Weird sentence, but
amazing.
So like they have footage of Rundo shadowboxing in a mask. It's like a t-shirt, but the t-shirt is a Rise Above movement t-shirt because you can see the word above on the side. So like he just used one of his own t-shirts he sells as this mask, and you can see him like shadowboxing in the background, which is just kind of funny.
Incredibly stealthy, yeah.
So Rundo got a little bit upset that Bellingcat kept identifying where he was. So with everyone kind of knowing that that Rundo is
constantly being tracked.
Yeah, he's constantly being
bad
tracked
at not being tracked.
And
yes.
yeah, he's constantly being geolocated to Serbia. And then so eventually Rundo started out just being open about where he was and started like making fun of Bellingcat for being able to like referencing Bellingcat for being able to like track where he was. But he eventually started being like saying, "Yeah, I am in Serbia." So in September, in a podcast appearance, he actually said that he had left Serbia now. So he's saying, "Oh yeah, I was in Serbia. Bellingcat tracked me. They're stupid. I hate Bellingcat. Whatever. But now I have left Serbia." Except in the video he posted on October 1st, sitting on a lake, said lake got geolocated by Bellingcat to Lake Peruak in Serbia. So he's not.
If people who are good at geolocating want to know where you are, and you post any pictures outside, and a decent number of different pictures you could post inside, they will find you.
I did this later on, which we'll talk about at the end of the episode, because I know where he is now. So very fun. After he said he left Serbia, he got tracked to being in Serbia again, like the next month.
Serbia is pretty great.
On October 28th, Rundo posted a photo on his Telegram channel of an anti-Antifa, anti-BLM, anti-drug sticker that he had presumably put up on a bus stop. A journalist at Bellingcat recognized some of the background in the photo and actually went to confirm the spot in person the next day. And yeah, it was the same spot in the middle of downtown Belgrade in Serbia.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. So, with enough online digging, social media, and social media stalking, people at Bellingcat were able to learn a bit more about the video production of Rundo's Media to Rise project and find a few of the locations in other videos. I'll quote from a Bellingcat article from November 18th. On October 30th, Luke. Oh boy, this is a rough last name.
Luka
Karadziuziski. I don't know.
You're doing great, buddy.
Yeah.
Following in the footsteps of Robert Evans.
Anyway, on October 30th, this Luca guy, a 19-year-old Belgrade videographer, photographer, and web designer posted a public Instagram story showing Robert Rundo being interviewed by an unknown TV crew. This guy lists W2R, the official short name of Rundo's company. This is like a Will to Rise. He posted that as a client on his personal website, and he listed and he was listed as the creator of a few of these videos that Rundo was posting. A quote from this guy after he got interviewed by Bellingcat via email: Rob Rundo reached out to me looking for someone to hire who can do good enough videos and photos. He added that, quote, "I'm not much into political things. I was just hired by Rundo to record a few behind-the-scenes videos." In the background of the Instagram story, near the end, the words Smurfa Kappa, Smurfit Kappa, whatever, can be seen.
Nailing it. The key, Garrison, when you don't know how to pronounce something, is just to barrel on ahead with confidence and assume that you can retroactively make it right. I've changed the pronunciations of dozens of words for everyone in the world now. And
that's probably true to some degree.
Yeah, you just have to be confident and know that you're right no matter what the truth is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that her name is Ariana Grande. She'll be Ariana Grande to Robert till the day he dies.
Exactly. That's why everyone calls her Ariana Grande now.
Yeah.
Because of confidence.
What's the fake Beyonce from the Christmas episode? Anyway, this Smurfit Kappa is a European paper manufacturer whose factory is in Belgrade. And so then this was, so thanks to this, Bellingcat was able to geolocate the exact location of the video to a nearby site along the river that goes through Belgrade. They visited the site in person, confirming this was not only indeed the site of the video, but the location also had free Ram graffiti beside it and featured Ram social media events being advertised. And so after repeatedly being shown to be in Serbia, particularly Belgrade, on November 8th, Rundo posted a video to his Telegram, but he opens by saying, "So we're here in Belgrade, cleaning up the neighborhood, doing some beautiful artwork for the locals as he's surrounded by fascist graffiti." Then he does just a tour of the area. So yeah. But Rob Rundo is looking for more than an extended vacation. It's quite likely he's trying to look for legal residency here in Serbia because, per public records, Rundo incorporated an LLC in Serbia back in July with the name Will to Rise, the same name as his new athletic fascist clothing company.
Oh,
Yay!
Jesus
He did it again.
Fucking Christ, man!
Yay!
Doesn't he know that his haircut is not cute and that he should just stop trying to be?
Sophie, I can give you one of his phone numbers and you can send him a message if you want.
Yeah, we could call him on the show. He's
and
got a bad haircut.
That his haircut is not cute and that I don't want.
Your hair looks like trash, bro.
And fashion advice.
Also, are you skipping leg day? I've noticed your legs are not.
Yeah, your legs, man. He might leap right through that phone and go after you, Garrison.
Jump over all the police lines. Yeah. So via public records, people were able to find 2 addresses for Rundo in Serbia. Quoting Bellingcat again. But Rundo's incorporation of a company in Serbia may not simply be for business purposes. In Serbia, a foreigner who incorporates a company can apply for a temporary residency for up to a year at a time and can renew this residency with a new application every year. In short, this would allow Rundo to build a semi-permanent legal base in a European country without having to worry about visa-free regulations that limit American citizens to spending no more than 90 days in Serbia within a half a year period. So he's basically trying to move to Serbia permanently, and maybe trying to get out of legal prosecution in the States if his charges get appealed. This is a little bit unclear because Serbia's extradition policy is brand new and it's never been used before, so we don't really know the details of this.
Can I just say we would not advertise his clothing line on our show?
No.
We're not. But do you know what we will advertise, Sophie?
Black Rifle Coffee, maybe.
Black Rifle Coffee,
and
if they sneak on,
and all of the other fine sponsors of the podcast, including
perhaps
accidental and intentional sponsors.
Perhaps WeWork, maybe.
That was funny.
I mean, I'm okay with the WeWork ads because they're trash, but they're also doomed thanks to the virus. So we're just taking some of their last money before they finally
it's how about
fall
you
apart.
save
I don't
some
mind
for
that.
your snacks, WeWork, or your fucking water infused with fruit that you give people.
I don't think they're providing that anymore.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably my favorite ad was when you talked about Michael Bloomberg on the show, and then immediately after Michael Bloomberg ad played, which was perfect. Yeah. That was great.
We gladly took his money, to be honest.
I bought some shit he would have hated with his money.
Well, here's some more ads, hopefully from Michael Bloomberg. If he's still running presidential ads now, which would be great if he would. That'd be fun.
That'd
Anyway,
be nice.
Yeah, give us
Go
some
Mike.
more money, Bloomy.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. 100. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Tired of spills and stains on your sofa? Wash away your worries with Anabay. Anabay is the only designer sofa that's machine washable inside and out, starting at just $699. Plus, Anabay sofas are pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and feature changeable slipcovers and modular pieces. Get up to 60% off site-wide with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Visit WashableSofas.com to get yours now. That's WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change, and certain restrictions may apply.
There's no championship league for small business owners. But if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation. One-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. Hey, this is U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Davis Woodhull.
And I'm U.S. Paralympic gold medalist Hunter Woodhull.
As athletes, our lives are about having a clear path.
And a team that you can absolutely trust.
So when it came to getting the best mortgage,
we chose PennyMac.
PennyMac is proud to be the official mortgage provider of Team USA and you.
Learn more at pennymac.com. PennyMac Loan Services, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 35953. Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Conditions and restrictions may apply.
What a thrilling ad from Mr. Bloomberg airing in January January or February of 2021.
Dropped a lot more F-bombs than I expected.
I just enjoyed Garrison stuttering through saying "Go Mike," but Mike! With authority.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was channeling my Michael Bloomberg and my Joe Biden there.
I know, it was really good.
Yeah, they all just got younger and Garrison visibly aged by 35 years.
Shit.
That's probably good. I can hide in Alberta easier now. If I look less like a twink, it'll be easier to blend in. All right. Anyway, as I mentioned, Will to Rise, Rundo's new lifestyle brand of fascism. It's just the right brand clothing company all over again, but even more openly fashy. They have the same ethical supply chain line, but this time with this description. At Will to Rise, we make sure all of our products and designs are created by those who share our values and identities. All products are made in Eastern Europe, so not a single hand touches the production line that is not like my own. In doing this, we keep our people employed and keep all funds within our ranks, something not many other brands can claim. So, good.
It's not aesthetically cute and just the font is too big for the t-shirt.
Oh, are you looking at the Will to Rise website?
Yeah, it's just not, I would not wear it.
My favorite thing about the Will to Rise website is that I don't know what problem it has, but it takes 10 seconds to load every time I change pages.
Yeah, it's
very slow.
It's not great.
It's very slow. It's very, very
Robert,
good.
I'm going to text you a picture of my least favorite shirt for you to observe.
I'll talk about some shirts here. Yeah, I'll talk about some shirts right now.
Please, Garrison. It's
on
just
their site,
really ugly.
Yeah, so on their site, they sell Ram shirts. They sell white Rex shirts with a.
I see that.
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna mispronounce this.
Phalangists. Yeah.
Phalange. Anyway,
yeah.
the Spanish fascist symbol.
Oh, wow. That's a hideous shirt.
Yes, it is.
The Thought Criminal one?
The Thought Criminal shirt where the font is.
Oh, the Thought Criminal shirt. Yeah. Oh, that was pretty good.
It's just the person who's modeling it doesn't help.
No.
Can I just say?
I mean, they have very fashy tattoos.
They have very fashy tattoos and clearly are wearing the wrong size shirt.
They have a Reject Poison, Embrace Struggle shirt, which is a straight edge shirt. That's good. Do you see their old ideals new style shirt?
I'm seeing the aggressive clothing company shirt. I'm also what I'm enjoying is for the thought criminal shirt, the text below it. We have all committed the crime of having too much to think, so we've been brand thought criminals.
Who made this website?
Not a sentence,
it's
guys.
really shitty.
Not a sentence. From the thought criminals, maybe should have spent some time thinking about how to write a fucking sentence.
Yeah,
Amazing.
but the website's very poorly coded. It's very slow. Wait. What? What?
Old ideas, new style. You fucking look so.
Oh yeah, the guy. Yeah.
Bad.
Oh, it's great. Oh, it's really good. Yeah,
Robert, peep the one I just sent you. It's pretty fucking. Oh yeah, they were like, you know what? For this one, the model should have no tattoos.
Oh, it's very good.
It's so hideous.
Old ideals, new style. Is that like a boxer? Yeah, it is a boxer.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's like all Greek.
And on the Navy version of the shirt,
like Trump.
On the Navy version of the shirt, you can see Rob Rondo modeling himself with a backwards baseball cap and sunglasses.
Good Lord.
With his sun and red tattoo on the side. Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely.
Oh, the thought criminal shirt is very fun. The guy has very large pecs, and it looks very silly.
Yeah, he's wearing a deliberately too tight shirt.
They also have several like really awkward fitting like cargo joggers and like cargo shorts.
They have a bottoms section of their website, which I think is a very funny name.
I do too.
And they also sell custom Rhodesian shorts.
I see that, and the guy definitely skipped leg day is what I have to say.
We've talked about the Rhodesians a few times on this show and how it was a white supremacist utopia in Africa that lost a war to continue existing when they accidentally put all of their oil in one place and it got blown up.
Yeah,
the Rhodesians military famously wore like very short shorts into combat for a period of time.
Yeah.
And so white nationalists love Rhodesian shorts. The funny thing about the Rhodesian shorts is that the Rhodesian military banned their soldiers from wearing them because their very, very white legs made it incredibly easy to spot them in the bush, and they kept getting shot to death.
I mean, Robert, you need to check out you need to check out the Rhodesian shorts on the website because they are very short and you can see everyone's very white legs, and it's great.
Yeah, and that way you can shoot them in the bush more easily.
No notes.
I support the shorts.
No notes. Yeah.
Rhodesian shorts were a secret comrade.
This is such a weird photo, especially the one where you can see that this guy skipped leg day and also has a not nice bum. Like, it's just not well shaped at all.
And Sophie never butt shames on the podcast.
I never butt shame. Like, I am pro butt all the way, but this is not a nice ass, guys.
For being in a section called bottoms, it's not that good of it's very flat. And also, if you look at the lower left calf, he has a very faded sun and red tattoo that just looks ugly. Like it's half faded, so it looks just really aesthetically unappeasing.
In the not great bum photo, I do like that there's he's like gripping his fist.
Yes, he is gripping his fist, and he's holding something. He's holding a black thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe a phone?
I mean, I was gonna be really inappropriate, but maybe I shouldn't.
No, I'm 18 now. It's fine.
Oh, okay. That's right. Forgot that you're of legal age. I mean, it's just like he's holding, like, I don't know. It's just like his really tiny balls that he clearly has cut. I don't know. There's a lot happening here.
That went in a different direction than I thought.
Yeah, it's just like not it. Also, the crotch shot. Like,
not a good crotch shot.
It's bad. Like, normally, like, you know, it's like Mike Pence getting the COVID vaccine bad in the, like, ripples, but you can clearly tell not.
Nope, it's not good.
It's not good. Skipped leg day. What can I say?
They skipped leg day, and this is what happened. They sell the Rhodesian shorts. A myriad of fascist stickers, lots of fascist iconography. In fact, if you look at the sticker section of their website, they've actually blurred out a lot of symbols on the website itself because they, like, I guess will get in trouble if they display them. I don't know. But I think that's fun. But they also sell shirts from Pride France, another Nazi MMA brand, the shirt has a Sonnenrad and a raccoon that says "Respect Nature," which again ties into Julius Evola and ecofascism, which I'll talk about later towards the end, which I'm not thrilled about. But yeah, they sell stuff from a whole bunch of other fascist companies as well on their own website. So yeah, but all right, let's do it. We're nearing to the end here, so let's do a retrospective on Rundo. So
okay,
looking at Rundo now, he's very different than the Rundo circa 2017. He's no longer clamoring to get into fistfights with teenagers in Black Bloc. He's carefully trying to craft an aesthetic of fascism that hasn't quite gained popularity in the States yet, but I think one that very well could. If you look at his more recent videos compared to his past videos, he's still trying to offer an alternative to the nerdy meme-based right and the LARPy tactical militia right, but instead of just focusing on physically confronting your ideological enemies, as Ram used to say, there's more of a focus on encouraging classic real-world propaganda techniques like street graffiti, banner drops, and advising younger guys to get off the internet more, and to create smaller crews of like-minded Nazis in real life to accomplish various direct actions. Beyond just fighting Antifa. Quoting from a really good article in the New York Review by a great journalist named Ali Winston, quote, "It remains to be seen what Rundo does with all of this Eastern European education on how to be structured," said a longtime investigator of white power groups who was not authorized to speak on the record. But in recent interviews, the investigator noted, "It appears Rundo's approach to organizing has grown more sophisticated. He's, quote, maturing," the investigator said, comparing Rundo now to Thomas Metzer, the former Klansman and founder of the group White Aryan Resistance, who's an ideologue revered by the Hammerskins and other skinhead groups. So and I think that's accurate. We have really seen a maturing of Rundo in the past few years. If you look at the stuff he puts out now compared to the stuff he puts out in 2017, he is much more polished. He's much more kind of put together and trying to be more of like a mentor figure to younger guys as opposed to like this like street brawler. And even now, I can see Ram's influence spreading in the young new right in the States. When Rundo got out of jail, he connected and seemingly mentored a fascist youth organization called Revolt Through Tradition. From what I can tell, if you're familiar with Uprising, a guide from Portland, Revolt Through Tradition is essentially the fascist YLF, from what I can kind of gather here.
Youth Liberation Front. Okay. Yeah.
Because like they have a lot of the same aesthetics. They're kind of, anti-modernism, anti-tech. I don't want to say anti-civ because they're not anti-civilization, but they're anti-modern society in the same way, a fascist is in terms of like a fascist, like a Julius Evola fascist, which I might very well write a Bastards episode on later because I think his influence on Ram and stuff like Revolt Through Tradition is going to be more concerning when I see like intersection with ecofascism and this kind of very direct action based kind of fascist.
We talked about Evola a little bit on our Savitri Devi episodes, and he's someone who worries me a lot. I mean, for one thing, he's Steve Bannon's favorite philosopher. Like he's actually extremely influential. But not in a way like the vast majority of people, even people who consider themselves knowledgeable about fascism, have never heard his name because he's not like a very showy influencer, but he influences people that you do know, and he's a very serious person to be concerned about. I mean, he's been dead for years, but his ideas,
his writing, Amazon sells tons of Evola books, which is very bad.
It's not great.
They feature his book, a handbook for right-wing youth, which they should not be selling. It's a very dangerous text that should not be sold on Amazon. Like that shouldn't be happening. That's very bad.
Bezos bad?
Wow. Yeah, shocker.
Horrifying.
He's a big supporter of Revolting Through Tradition.
But yeah, so Revolt has released a few videos very, reminiscent of Ram's early stuff, while also drawing a little bit from Adamoff style videos. But they practice physical training, except they've learned from Ram's mistakes, and in all the videos they're wearing ostensibly Black Bloc. From their website, quote, "Revolt for Tradition is a meta-political organization and a movement, not a club. We seek others to build a community through education, culture, activism, and a healthy lifestyle. We seek those who are willing to stand up for something." They have topics, they have articles and topics from like European martial arts to the warrior mentality. Here's that again. And standing against degeneracy and modernism, and very much like anti-modern society, anti-tech. People need to go into the woods, reminiscent of Ted Kaczynski stuff, and Julie Savola was saying the same things back in his day. So a lot of this kind of stuff I'm seeing popping up more, and when this intersects with ecofascism, I think we're going to have a real problem. We're seeing a lot of Revolt is actively growing. Like their Telegram is very active. They're posting more videos on YouTube. I'm seeing like their membership grow from watching what kind of videos they put out a year ago compared to now. They have different people in different cities popping up now, different kind of chapters. So like it's an active problem because they're actively recruiting like youth and teens and people in their young 20s to try to get into this very like meta politics kind of thing, because like their goal is to get people out of electoralism.
And they're active on like social media and everything.
Yeah, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Parler.
Do they have a pod?
They don't have a pod, but I'll talk about podcasting soon because Rundo is trying to start one.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm sure he should let me know if he needs some advice. Chief among that advice would be to drink 409.
But yeah, they're basically the goal. Rundo and Revolt Through Tradition's goal is to take disenfranchised youth who are on the right and try to get them to go beyond electoralism. Try to break them out of the electoral cycle. Walk away from the Republican Party and start doing like actual direct actions. This is called like meta politics, trying to combine political activism, but not in the framework of electoralism, trying to bring it into like just the mainstream culture and how you live your everyday life. So with the right getting more and more disenfranchised and disaffected with Trump's loss, I can see groups like this growing substantially the next 4 years, the same way anti-fascists grew under the previous 4 years.
Sure.
Rundo actually also sells Revolt Through Tradition stickers on his website. Yeah, which I've seen stickers getting posted in Seattle, all across the South, all across the East Coast, West Coast. I'm seeing Revolt Through Tradition stickers pop up in a lot of spots. I'm particularly kind of watching this group right now. I'm going to quote the New York Review article again for more on this topic. Quote, Rundo also drew on the writings of fascist philosopher Julie Savola to conceive of the Rise Above movement as a meta-political organization that would foster its own culture, making it independent of Western commercial culture, which Rundo believes is sapping the vitality of white Americans with mainstream TV, substance addiction, junk food, and multicultural values. Following Avola's teaching, he believes the right can provide wayward white youth with a direction and purpose in life through political and physical education. This would equip young cadres to, quote, revolt against the modern world, in the words of Avola. And that Ram made that basically its credo, to prepare them to confront ideological opponents. Quote, they did nothing with electoral politics, but they did everything with street politics and building a counterculture, Ram founder Rundo said of Casa Proud, an Italian fascist organization. So again, focus on moving away from electoralism and building a culture within the youth to kind of get more nationalist ideas into the mainstream that is achievable not through electoral politics, but through direct action. What Rundo himself brought to this project was a degree of charisma that made him able to recruit others. Quoting him again, everything we can do that's outside the mainstream, outside of their poison, we need to do. So again, trying to get out of the mainstream and getting out of electoralism. Rundo does have a weird kind of charisma. Like he's not I don't know. Like I watched so many Rundo videos in the past month or so. And he definitely has something that he is getting much better at engaging with audiences over video and over audio. He's definitely learning how to do that. Earlier, like last month, I geolocated a new Robert Rundo video back to Serbia, because actually Rundo was in the States in November. And then we kind of didn't know where he was. He posted a new video in December, and he was back in Serbia, back in Belgrade. I found the exact location of the video which I posted on Twitter about. And I had like people in my comments saying that like I shouldn't be talking about Rundo because he's too attractive and charismatic, quote unquote, which I will push back on. Like,
have they seen his haircut?
Like, if your
Sexy
problem with me
people
posting
can
about
be
Rundo,
fascists too. Look at Hitler.
Okay,
that was okay.
But like, my point is like, if you're saying I shouldn't, like, people shouldn't talk about these guys because they're too charismatic and attractive, maybe you should do some inner thinking, because I think there's a way to talk about these guys, and the fact that you're calling him attractive instead of focusing on all the bad things, I think maybe you should do some reflection. I don't know. It's just a weird thing, because there needs to be a way to talk about and warn about what these guys are trying to do and what they're gonna and how they're gonna try to recruit youth in the next 4 years, because they are going to. They're gonna try to recruit a lot of disaffected teens and disaffected people in their 20s. So the federal appeal on Rundo's charges is still being granted, and if he has to face another trial, which is still a big if, because we don't know that. It depends on if the appeal gets granted. But even if he does have to face trial, his mark has been left, and at this point, it's just kind of reducing how much the mark he's left can spread. Right? Will we have to deal with only a few branch-off organizations, or many, many more? Right? Are we have to mainly focus on like Revolt Through Tradition and the Remnants of Ram, or is this going to spread, wildly and impact the stuff the same way like the Proud Boys will? I don't know yet. Would his conviction for, would his conviction on his violence set a precedent for fascist street violence, for federal charges, or would he become a martyr? I don't know. I don't really know what that's going to do, because, Ben Daly's already arrested and in federal prison. So I don't know how much. Rundo was more, visible, but I don't know if his conviction would really be meaningful in any way, or if he'll just turn him into more of a martyr. I'm not sure about that either. And all this depends if he tries to flee, and if which would be very funny if he tries to flee again, or if he just tries to still hiding in Serbia, because Serbia does have a brand new extradition treaty, but no one's ever been extradited through the treaty before. It just started in 2019, so we don't know if that'll actually hold.
Sure.
Yeah. So and if he does flee, all that means is that I'll have more fun, and more geolocation nerds will have more fun trying to find him. In the meantime, he has like 3 YouTube channels that we can try to, I don't know, they probably shouldn't exist. He has, they're called like Media to Rise and different variations thereof. He shouldn't have YouTube channels. He does Nazi stuff in all of them. This should not be happening. And just a few days ago, as of this recording, he announced he's starting a podcast.
Oh, good.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Really getting...
Stay the fuck away from our platform.
So his podcast, he says it's going to be about nationalist lifestyle, activism,
love it,
demonstrations, brawls, competitions, and how to deal with law enforcement. He said it's not about theory, it's not about political commentary, it's about actual, meta politics. Like, it's actually like about getting politics to be part of just your everyday culture and everyday life. So Robert, for you guys, you guys will have a new podcasting rival. And something for me...
That's going to be the one that does us in.
So something for me that's going to be interesting is he also announced he's making a short film. So I have a new rival in the short film scene. And he said it's a short film with costumes. He was very happy. He was very happy that they had costumes in the short film.
I bet those costumes are very exciting.
So we have that to look forward to. He's still in Serbia. He's still in Belgrade. He posted a video like 2 days ago of him at his factory in Belgrade. So he's still there, and I geolocated him there back in December. So he's absolutely still in Serbia. Yeah, YouTube channels, podcast, short film. He shouldn't have YouTube channels. So if we can get those down, I don't know if we can bully YouTube enough to take those down, that would be good.
Yeah,
because they really shouldn't. They really shouldn't have that.
Do better. YouTube.
Yeah, do better. Also, good luck with your podcast. I don't know.
Yeah, well, obviously, good luck with your podcast. Podcasting solidarity, of course.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
That's basically all I have on Robert Rundo and Rise of That Movement and their fashy lifestyle brand that they're trying to develop and sell very bad t-shirts for, and Rhodesian shorts.
Yeah, critical support to Rhodesian shorts. All right, everybody.
Real helpers of the cause.
This has been Behind the Bastards. We'll be back next week with more terrible people, and at some point in the future to talk about Julius Evola, or maybe to talk about ITS, which is you're all going to really enjoy learning about when that becomes appropriate
So
to talk about.
exciting.
Yeah, I'm really not thrilled about. Yeah, I mean, I see Evola stuff, Revolt of Tradition stuff. When we get more people,
Eco-fascism, baby.
Yeah, it's ecofascism. It's gonna be a real issue.
It's gonna kill somebody. Someone listening to this podcast knows.
And don't forget to follow Garrison on Twitter at Hungry Bowtie.
At Hungry Bowtie, and if you want to buy better fitting T-shirts, you have a TeePublic store. So I have heard.
Oh my god!
For Behind the Bastards,
and yes.
Yeah.
And 100% of our profits go to Not a Nazi.
Funding my gym membership. All right. That's Hi, Garrison Davis here with a little hot, steamy Robert Rundo update. Sorry, I don't know why I phrased it like that. But we do have an update on our not friend Robert Rundo since I recorded the first few episodes of this back in January. Of course, that was before the siege at the Capitol, and a whole bunch of stuff has kind of happened since then. Starting with Rundo himself, it was reported in February that here I will just read a headline from Global Voices. It's also reported by various other news outlets. This is legit. Here is the headline. Quote, Serbia expels U.S. neo-Nazi after investigative website Bellingcat outed his location. So, Robert Rundo has actually been kicked out of Serbia during February, which is really interesting. So, he is not going to be allowed to stay in Serbia anymore. He's presumably not there at the moment. We'll still need to figure out where he is in the future, but he will probably not be in Serbia because he's not allowed to be there anymore. Now, there's some various other places around the globe that he could be trying to stay in, the Ukraine nearby and Russia. So that is very interesting that he is no longer in Serbia after months and months of reporting from Bellingcat showing that he is still there, and then I still confirmed in December that he was still there. So that's really interesting. Of course, it's always good to know where guys like this are, but this is good for the people in Serbia and the people in the city he was in, that he's not going to be there anymore. That is good. The other interesting piece of Rundo information and updated intel that we have is that then in March, so the following month, the appeal to reinstate his rioting charges was granted. So the federal charges he has against him are now able to be prosecuted against once again. The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that the Federal Rioting Act does not violate free speech, and that the charges that he was charges he was charged with do not actually violate free speech laws. So they went back on the 2019 ruling that a federal judge made, which is very appeals on the federal level are not very common for them to be granted. So this is really interesting that he possibly might go to trial now on these rioting charges. Let's see. And so these rioting I know back in 2018 it was like 600 days from the time that he did those violent assaults and then got arrested and charged for it. So now it being like 2021, I don't know how many. That's so many more days. It's more than it's probably gonna be more than 1,300 or 1,400 days since he did these violent assaults and is actually going to if he's going to go to trial for them, it'll be, upcoming here. So that's but it's been a long time, but it is nice to see that he will be facing some consequences for him, randomly attacking people in black hoodies, and beating children up on the ground. So those charges are reinstated. So those are the two main Rundo updates. Now, again, we don't know where he is at the moment. He could, best guesses are Ukraine or Russia. They have different extradition rules, but we're not sure if Ukraine and Russia is going to let him stay there. We know he has friends there, but I'm not sure what the government's going to do if they find out that he's trying to live there. So that's everything on the Rundo side. On the other side of things, remember are also not friends at Revolt Through Tradition, the kind of fasci traditionalist youth group inspired by Julie Savola. They have now been pretty effectively deplatformed after the January 6th riots at the Capitol. And I mean, more than riots, they were trying to, do a fascist coup. So all of Revolt Through Tradition's websites, YouTube channels, social media accounts, all of them have been yoinked. They are all gone. The only thing they have left is their Telegram channel, which makes recruiting much more difficult. So it is fantastic to have them not be given, their Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube platforms, as well as their website, which was honestly a well-designed website. So that it is very good to see that happen. This is a great example of an effective use of deplatforming. No one really is making a big deal out of it. No one, it's not like it's a big show. It's just, quietly these things are getting taken down, and that makes the recruiting possibilities much more difficult. Speaking of YouTube channels, let's check Rundo's. So Rundo's still does have some of his YouTube channels up. I know he had a lot, but it looks like some of his previous ones have been deleted. But that's not, that is good. That is good that he has less channels now. He has less videos, but he still does have at least 2 channels up right now on YouTube. I think Media to Rise and documentary series Media to Rise. So his main channel was taken down. That's great. But we still have these other channels that he's trying to, recruit off of. So that is the status of Rundo and Revolt Through Tradition at the moment. Revolt Through Tradition is kind of in shambles because they don't know what to do now that they basically have no internet presence that normies can see. And Rundo's looking for a new home because he's been kicked out of Serbia. So that's what's happened since then. Not enough information to warrant a whole nother episode. I just thought I would tack this on to the end. So have a wonderful day. The rest of you beautiful humans, don't try to do a fascist coup and then have your Twitter accounts and YouTubes deleted, and don't start a fascist clothing company. Doesn't seem to work out well. This is Garrison Davis signing off.
Sink into affordable luxury. Anabay is the only machine-washable sofa, inside and out. With stain-resistant slip covers and a cloud-like frame duvet, everything goes right in the wash. Plus, the modular design lets you change the look of your space anytime. Visit WashableSofas.com to upgrade your home. Shop up to 60% off site-wide, with sofas starting at just $699 and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change, and certain restrictions may apply.
Pro drivers live for race day, but for small business owners, every day is race day. That's why going pro with Lenovo Pro matters. One-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors keep your business on the right track. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. You're listening to a podcast, so you're doing something else too, like maybe scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving places you like without thinking you'll get them, because that's what house hunting has become. But Redfin isn't built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, which means when you find a place you love, you've got a real shot at getting it. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
This is Bethany Frankel from Just Be with Bethany Frankel. Let me be blunt. Most dog food is junk. It just is. And I'm not feeding junk to Biggie and Smalls. That is why they eat Just Food for Dogs. It's real, 100% human-grade food with ingredients I actually recognize, not mystery pellets pretending to be healthy. And once I switched, the difference was obvious. Better digestion, better skin, more energy, dogs who actually feel good instead of just surviving dinner. Here's the thing. You care about quality. You make an intentional choice to be healthy. So why are you gambling with your dog's health? So let's think about our furry babies. Go to justfoodfordogs.com right now and get 50% off your first box. No code, just try it. Because once you see the difference, you're not going back.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.